And we're back. Unscripted Podcast, episode 943.
The last of the season.
Finale.
We're closing out the year.
Close out the season, close it out.
We're back though. The Unscripted Podcast.
What a year it's been, Eric.
It's been transformation for the Unscripted Podcast this last year.
I think,
Everything, honestly.
No, I think for just everyone and everything overall.
Right.
On how quickly things can shift up or down. How positive some things have been, how negative some things have been.
Yeah.
You know, but it's honestly all just a blessing. You really get to learn from it, experience from it, and you take that knowledge and you apply it to the next thing.
It truly is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
It truly is. This year was, like you said, it's been a lot of ups and downs. I think everyone felt it this year. It's been a year I don't think many were anticipating.
No, absolutely.
So we're filming this. What day is it today? It's December. It's about a week before Christmas right now. We're filming this. We're gonna end out.
If I'm not mistaken, it's 8 days.
8 days before Christmas.
I'm not mistaken. So today should be the
last episode of the year.
Yep.
It should come out next week sometime. You should see it like December, right around Christmas. 8 days away from Christmas. Season 2 of
now
the
math
podcast.
is mathing.
The math has been mathing the whole time. We just weren't thinking that was the
Absolutely.
Season 2 of the podcast is about 20 days from now.
Yes, we're going to be taking a small break.
Small break. We'll be back January 8th, January 9th, somewhere around
7th.
there. That's when we're going to film it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying we'll be back January 8th, January 9th.
It'll be posted around
Yes.
that time. Yes.
We'll
have this posted right before Christmas.
Right
We're gonna
before
have it posted
Christmas.
around this week.
But to end this off on a high note, it's a low note for us here in Detroit.
Well,
'cause
there's no high notes in the sports.
The
recap.
Lions, they lost last weekend. We don't want to talk about it, so we're going to skip right past the loss. We're going to talk about the game.
No, we can't skip past that, Eric. It's a 90-point scoring game.
I know.
They had the over set at 56.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it'd be high scoring, nowhere near that high scoring.
Did you see how actually close the game was?
Yeah, towards the end, absolutely.
Did
the
you
Lions.
see the stats side by side?
No, I didn't look at it side by side.
You would be amazed.
Well, I saw that they both threw for damn near 400 yards. Gibbs and who's the running back for Josh Jacobs, is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs.
Or
and
Josh Allen. I mean, he just.
Allen went for
runs
2
the ball.
fucking touchdowns.
Yeah.
Jacobs went for 2 touchdowns.
Anyways, so if you look at the stats side by side, it's really interesting to see how close the game actually was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what came down to it was we would have won that game, hence that field goals we missed.
Yeah, and they missed because we should have really capitalized on that.
Yep. If we didn't turn over the ball, when I mean turnover, go 3 and out twice in a row in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because if you look at the possessions, the Buffalo Bills only had the ball one more time than we did.
Which is interesting to think about.
Which was very interesting to think about because they were blowing us out almost the whole game.
Absolutely. One more thing I want to point out is that a lot of people were saying is that it's just 2 shitty-ass defenses that are all on injury reserves right now versus 2 cracked-ass offenses because it's the number 2 and number 3 top scoring offenses in the league.
And I really think we're going to see them in the Super Bowl. I don't think Kansas City is the team we'll face if we make it there.
Oh, so you're still confident in us going?
Let me tell you.
Yeah, tell me, because I'd like to hear your opinion on us having 22 injured players right now out of a 54-man roster.
Like we talked about before the podcast, some of those players are on their way back into the game within the next couple weeks.
3 players.
Those are 3 key players. Malcolm Rodriguez coming back, Alex Anzalone coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Reader's coming back also.
DJ Reader?
Yes. We lost some to season-ending injuries, but some of those key players that were big hitters in our first 11 games, before they got injured, they're coming back. And it all depends, right? Like we just said, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is hurt right now.
Yeah, he's what is it, ankle injury right now?
Ankle injury. They're saying he'll be back.
But
This is the same ankle that he was hurt last year, if you don't remember.
But it doesn't help us either, pop it up. I have this pop up right here from ESPN. Dan Campbell came in and announced that, Montgomery has suffered a terrible, ACL?
MCL.
MCL injury.
Yeah.
and it was a season-ending injury that he's going to be out for the rest of the year, not going to be able to return.
Yeah.
So sad to hear because he's went crazy, and it's even crazier to hear, I never like to get into these kind of superstitions, especially when it comes to like players getting injured and like harming people's lives, but man, if Vegas is involved, they came in at the craziest times. Right now, one of the biggest bets all throughout the not sports history, but out throughout this year for sports is Lions making it to the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl. Those are the top 2 bets placed. And then on top of that, a lot of people were betting on just the Lions team overall to go crazy and pop up with a bunch of yards. They had Montgomery set for his season stats for 775.5 rushing yards. He finished his season with 775 rushing yards. Half a yard below what it would have taken to beat the prop of the bet.
These people that come up with the unders and overs, they're good at their jobs.
It's insane.
I need to take them to the casino with me.
That's real statistic probability.
It's probably illegal too.
Yeah.
They're probably not allowed to gamble.
Probably, but that's what I always wonder. Like, if you created like a game, there's people who create like. There's a new one that came out. It's called like Double Down. It's like Double Big Double Down Blackjack or something like that. It's some stupid name, but they have a guy. Like, there's some young guy who created it. He used to be a pit boss. Used to be a dealer. He used to be like an executive, and now he's creating games. So it's crazy how like the process kind of goes up, and then I guess you could say the top of it is creating the games.
Because if you work for the lottery, you can't play the lottery.
Really?
Yeah, so like Michigan lottery workers, the people that service all the machines and things, they can't play the lottery.
Well, yeah, because they know which one's the, or they could potentially find out.
Right, exactly. And we're not saying they know.
Yeah,
they could,
that would be crazy.
It's potential, like in a sense.
What would be the biggest fraud?
Exactly. It's like kind of insider trading. In a sense.
Absolutely.
Like if your company's public and you tell me like, yo, you're about to launch something, and I go buy $1 million of your stock and then sell it off in 2 weeks, like
just lucky, I guess. But so that's gonna be the crazy part to see. Last week in general it was good football.
Great football.
Minnesota, of course, beat Chicago.
And like we talked about a couple episodes,
they're
on our ass now.
Yeah, we're tied up with them now.
I think we're still winning by points.
Well, absolutely.
And division win.
Absolutely. We are still top of the division.
But their next 2 games, they play us. So potentially that could be another.
No,
division.
they're our last game, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I'm saying. So they play us. There's only 3 games left in the season.
But the next
they
2
play
games
us,
are not for us.
And then they play Chicago. I'm just naming them off, not in a random order. And then they play, I believe, one more team. I'm not sure who it is. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know we got Chicago and San Francisco next, and those are going to be some easy games for us.
Hopefully.
Well, they should be because they're down bad right now. Especially after watching Chicago last night. They are struggling right now.
Yeah, but so are we.
Oh, fair.
And we're going into Chicago. We're playing outside in the cold.
That doesn't stop us.
It doesn't stop us, but if Chicago gets hit with a foot of snow this week.
Yeah, but like I said, if it goes down offense versus offense, I'm more confident in our offense.
Oh, I'm 1,000% more confident in our offense.
I think that's going to be...
Dan Campbell came out and said last night, he told all the guys Sunday after their game, he said, get ready, we're practicing outside all week. Because they're playing outside in Chicago, so they want to be ready
get
for
acclimated.
the cold. Yeah.
Whether it's wet, cold, slipping, sliding. Absolutely. What else we got going on in the sports world right now?
All right, so you remember the game versus Lions versus Green Bay a couple weeks back?
Yes.
And Zadarius Smith laid that nasty hit on Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up getting fined for that.
How much?
I didn't read the fine amount, but it doesn't make sense because he got fined due to a missed call. Because it wasn't called. They should be fining the refs, not
absolutely.
Why are they fining the players for missed calls?
The refs should have to be retaking like an educational course for that shit.
Right. More things that are going on in the sports world. I don't know if you saw that crazy interception I sent you on Instagram by one of the Chiefs players. Mm-hmm. I never really thought about them using the Megatron or
to look at it,
to look at where the ball is getting thrown. That's like a high IQ play.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I think of it that it's obviously not like your first strat that you want to use or what you want to go to, but
if you have no idea.
No, but if you have like the resources that it's like available to you, like Why not?
You know how quick your mind has to work to look up at that thing, which is totally reversed from what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Know the ball is going one way, and your brain to be like, all right, you got to go this way, not move the way that the screen is
The
telling
only
you
reason
to
why
move.
it's easier, I will say, is because like he's looking at it in front of him. So like as the ball is getting thrown out, he's looking at it live too. Like at the ball being thrown.
He was looking straight ahead, like he
No,
wasn't.
I know he turned.
Yeah.
No, he turned but that's what I'm saying. The ball's getting thrown that way, and he's looking towards where the ball's getting thrown. Like he was you're the receiver. He was originally facing that way, but then he turned around because then that's the thing they say for all the cornerbacks, for you not to get the pass interference. You got to turn your head. You got to look where the ball's coming from.
Right.
That's Terry Arnold's problem.
He's been good.
He's getting better.
He's been good. He's had one penalty the last 8 games.
He's definitely getting better. I think Coach told
He
him.
found his way in the NFL.
Absolutely.
He found out how to not get called on penalties, even though some of his plays look like they should definitely be pass
absolutely.
interference.
One more thing I want to talk about. A lot of shit going on with LeBron right now. A lot of people are going skeptical about him that the Lakers kind of wanted to step away from him.
Yeah, because he's not playing.
Right, and then they came out. They had a foot injury, and then now there is no foot injury.
I think he retires. Well, okay.
Well, no, because
I think things got sour after
they just
let
made a
Bronny
trade.
go.
Supposedly, they made a trade for him to the Golden State Warriors.
I think things might have got sour after they sent Bronny to the G League.
No, I think he knew exactly that was going to happen.
Why though? Because Bronny had the opportunity to play overseas for like $200 million. But his dad wanted him to come play for the NBA.
Yeah.
Because they thought they were going to play together on the Lakers.
Yeah, but it's not always what you think. It's about what
That's
you
what I'm saying. So that happened 3 weeks ago. Or 3 or 4 weeks ago that he went to the G League. Bronny's been missing for the last 2 weeks.
And then you got Kobe. What's his name? Who's that UFC fighter? It's Colby Covington, I think, is his name, or something like that. This is gonna kill me. I gotta remember his name. But he called out LeBron directly and told him that he's linked to that whole child predator shit that was going on with Diddy and all of them. And then literally that next week comes out and it's LeBron steps away from the Lakers.
LeBron literally said there ain't no party like a Diddy party.
That's a lot of people say that's as Eric says.
As Eric says.
No, you always say that there's what's the word you say? We were saying not supposedly, but
Allegedly.
It's allegedly what they're saying.
No, he said that.
No,
on live television.
it's alleged. It's alleged.
Sure.
It's alleged.
And there's the clip.
It's alleged. That's your ad. That's all good. And you screwed yourself. You gotta find the clip now and add the Diddy party clip.
So it's off Pat McAfee ESPN show where he said that. That's what I'm saying. I millions of people heard it. Do you know what I found out today? Do you know who owns ESPN?
No. Well, Disney.
Disney.
Yeah.
I had no clue Disney owned ESPN.
You didn't know that? They own. That's why you have to get your Hulu Plus. Like if you get Disney Plus, you get all that part of it.
I don't have Disney Plus. You have Disney Plus?
No, I have Hulu. And
I have
Hulu's
Hulu.
linked part of that. And that's why I'd ask you that too. That if you want to link your Disney Plus, you can link your Hulu to it.
I've never seen that before.
You don't explore much. It's okay.
I don't think Hulu's owned by Disney Plus though.
It is. That's why your ESPN's connected to it, or it can't be. That's why
I
they.
watch ESPN and Hulu.
That's my point. It's all configured. Like how they have YouTube TV.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Right. That's the same thing they have with like Hulu and all that. And it's all configured with Disney Plus, HBO Max, I think, ESPN, and then a couple more. It's all just monopoly. They'll all just come together and get their own little sectors. But besides the point, let's hop into a little bit of entertainment and just a little shit that's going on throughout the world right now. Crazy to see, how slow of a progress is coming in together with the process, or what was the case with the assassination of that CEO from New York.
Yeah.
I was listening to a little bit about it this morning, and
the girls are going crazy over this guy.
Yeah, they love him. They love him, and
they were talking about that on the radio this morning. Like people are getting tattoos of his face.
And a lot of people are doing the deny, defend, and depose tattoos. A lot of people are getting that.
People are fucking nuts,
right?
bro.
For sure, 100%, and that's he's got a fan base in a sense, and that's I don't know if you saw it, was on TikTok. There was a straight up a news station. It was like Channel 5 in New York or Pittsburgh, wherever it is, in Pennsylvania, That's where he's in jailed right now because they can't transfer him to New York yet because the charges that he's facing is in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to prove that he was the killer in New York for them to extradite him to New York prisons. So I don't know how they had it set up, but it was literally like, you know how they do those like two-way talks on the news, and like one person will be at like the crime scene and the other person's back at the station.
Yeah.
So they're doing one of them. Like the girl who was back at the station was asking the guy questions, and everyone in the jail could hear. And he was like a mile outside the jail. So she was like, "Gentlemen, how is Luigi being treated in there?" Like shit. I'll see if I can find the clip. And then she was like, "Oh, they must not be very, very big fans of him. Ask them if he has his own TV in his room." No, fuck him, no. And it's all these just jail people yelling. So it was just kind of crazy to see how this is how they're getting their conferences done and their press conferences done. You know, they're going right outside the jail. Who better to ask what's happening than the fucking convicts living with him?
That's crazy. Those people have good jobs.
Great
Like,
jobs.
they know everything that's going on. You know what kills me? We're gonna talk about news reporters here for a second.
Go ahead.
Those motherfuckers that go to the war zones.
Oh yeah, like the lady who just went to Syria.
Yeah, and
Or like
they'll
the
be
guy in
live, and
Israel.
there'll be like nukes flying over their head and shit.
I just got report. We have to find shelter.
Right.
Oh, it's like go, yeah.
I'm sitting there like, okay, how much did they make?
$100,000.
Not worth it. Lester Holt probably makes a couple mil. Like these bigger guys, they
Well,
make a
it's
lot
the
of
hopes
money.
that like you build a name for yourself and you can like write a book or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
with it.
But like, would you do that, John?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not enough.
You wouldn't even think about it.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, there's not even any consideration.
That's what I'm saying. What has to go through your mind, but you know that's exactly what I want to do.
You know, it's the same thing. You know, I want to mention. It's not really an entertainment, but it is news right now locally. You sent it to me. It's crazy on what's going on. You know how dangerous. Like, you know, I don't want to say how dangerous Detroit is right now, but it's just how sensitive it is. You know, right now it comes to that time of the season where people are very broke.
Yeah.
Christmas is around the corner. People are doing whatever it takes. I've seen. There's all over TikTok. It's people called the Cartier Bandit, literally going up to people in Detroit and just taking Cartiers out right off their face and running with them. The buff sunglasses.
That's the wrong place to do that.
Right, get shot. That's happening. There was a concert that just happened off of the Fillmore. There was a concert that just happened there a couple days ago. 8 cars were broken into.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it, we have that case that you sent me. It was a man from Fenton.
21-year-old man from Fenton.
Yeah, came to go meet up with someone at an abandoned school in Detroit to do an exchange, a deal.
He was selling his gun.
Well, we don't know for sure yet.
No, the mom said that.
Oh, so that's what it was for sure?
Yeah, his mom was the one that called the police.
Yeah.
Because their son left at like 1 o'clock in the day
Uh-huh.
to go sell a gun downtown in Detroit, and he never returned home.
Yeah. And it's just crazy that, like, you know, you think life is that pure and sweet, that I'm going to go meet up with you in this abandoned school and da-da-da-da-da.
What's crazy is that wasn't even the place they were supposed to meet, so I don't know how we ended up getting there.
Where were they supposed to meet?
I want to say it was like a Meyer parking lot or something based off what the mom was saying to the news.
He probably was going to say, like, show me how it works or something like that. I'm going to take you somewhere where we could shoot it and have no problems. And he was like, hand me the gun. Uptied on him. They probably got into like a scuffle and then shot him.
It's just crazy though, like, because he was found like deep in the abandoned school. Why would you ever try to sell a gun in an abandoned school if that was the place he wanted you to meet later in the day?
That's the only thing that doesn't make sense, especially someone who does, like, do that kind of shit. Like, you know, if you're selling firearms legally, why would you ever just go, like, willy-nilly kind of do that kind of deal, you know?
Right.
I would go to a police station, I would ask for, like, 2 cops to be outside while it happens, too.
Yeah, if you're doing it at the police station, you should be safe.
More than should be safe, you know? You should be extra good.
Yeah.
Because that was a big problem during COVID, that a lot of people were getting set up like that. So they established, like, meetup zones at the police station, like the most cameras, right?
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Super smart.
Do a quick intermission. We got a wide Skittles bundle mix right here. Got a bunch of different Skittles that are coming from the UK. Let me give you some. Try them out.
They're available to purchase, right?
Oh yeah, all 3 different kinds. We got the Skittles dessert.
What about the variety pack?
Well, if we need them, we can make them. Right now they're not available on the site. But we got Skittles dessert, We got Skittles Squishy Sour Clouds, and we got Skittles Giant Gooey. They're very unique. Maybe give us your first opinion.
Good. Very, very good.
That one you just had is a Skittles Giant Gooey.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a kind of like a jelly bean in the middle of it.
More unique than our Skittles.
Got a lot more flavor, that's for sure.
A lot more flavor. It's almost like a different texture in a sense too.
Those remind me of like the Krabby Patty gummies.
Mm-hmm.
Not super sour. They taste like grenadine cherries. Like, you know, the cherries and the syrup, the one you put in Shirley Temple.
All good. Very, very good.
Very unique flavors.
Where is this available at?
313exotic.com. Pop it up right there. Well, let's get back into it. You know, one more thing I want to mention that's going on throughout the city right now. We're working on a huge project right now. What's gonna be happening? What we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had a Skittle stuck in my tooth. What we were talking about a couple weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, a couple episodes ago, how they're gonna be working on that new project in Detroit and what are they gonna be doing with the Renaissance, the Kobo building. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so from what I'm not mistaken, is that they have the develop plan going now. They are gonna be doing it's gonna be 30 floors if I'm not mistaken, with the other 30 left as office buildings on top, and the whole rest of the other, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 90 floors or something like that. With the 30 floors going to be slowly being taken down and demolished.
Oh, okay.
So they will be slowly taking it down, so that way they don't have to remove the property, if I'm not mistaken. And then this way,
those start by like removing windows, removing the ceiling,
Mhm.
roof off of one side.
yes, and then just slowly bringing it down.
That sounds really sketchy.
It's
To do while people are in it.
you know, so well, that's I don't know. So I think that's going to be the time for them to kind of shut it down. It's going to be best. It's kind of in a good spot where you can kind of shut it down and not have much traffic kind of be affected by it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. One more thing we go on a topic on, or you know, touch base on what's going on right now. This is terrible. I believe this happened yesterday in Wisconsin. Eric, please bring us into this one.
So from what I understood, Christian Academy in Wisconsin
Mm-hmm.
became victim of a school shooting yesterday. Another incident. This time a woman or a girl.
Yeah, young
This time
girl,
a
15-year-old girl.
younger girl, 15 or 14 years old.
15 years old.
This was a case where she shot one of her teachers and then two others, I believe.
It was I don't know about how many people she shot for sure. I know 2 people died for sure.
Yeah.
6 people are injured. Because where this happened was like a big study hall with multiple
I'm sorry.
grades were there.
Yeah, one teacher dead, 2 other people dead, and then some other people
Yep.
shot and injured.
Yep.
I think something crazy about it is that they were saying this morning is that she had the same shirt on during the school shooting as the Columbine shooter was wearing.
And her whole manifesto kind of said on how it was actually crazy.
Have they been able to verify that yet? Because this morning they were still trying to verify if it was hers.
They have not been able to fully verify it, but they are taking it in accountability because it was released by the boyfriend. And the boyfriend is confirming it. The boyfriend is like, that's something like, you know, he's confirming or whatever.
So he's fucking nuts too.
It's something like that. I mean, he's like, my girlfriend, you know, she's an innocent angel. She was just pushed to the limit. But that was her whole in her manifesto, is that she wanted to be remembered in the worst way possible, causing as much damage as possible. Which is very interesting because, like, I don't mean this in like a positive way, but like, for someone wanting to cause mass chaos or damage, you would do a lot more damage. You know, I'm very thankful that it wasn't as much damage as possible, but you would think that someone with that kind of mindset would be a lot more extreme. Her exact words were is that I got this gun from my dad because I was able to manipulate and trick him into thinking that I'm something that I'm not. So I'm sure that she led up a story for a year that, you know, she wants to learn how to shoot. She loves, you know, the Second Amendment, this and that. And really, you know, she had this bigger plan that she's been planning for a really long time. So you can clearly tell that this is premeditated. So this has been planned, thought about, you know, and executed.
So is this another one of those instances where they're going to charge the father then?
I think so. That's what I'm glad you you got me there too. You know, that's I'm slowly thinking because how young she is. That's first off. Second off is the fact that he had to purchase for her because it is a handgun. It was not a rifle. It was anything like that. So it's not even something that she could even possess. You know. And then third of all is just the fact of how it's kind of just premeditated, the thought of it and how it all kind of played out and how that she went in there with an intent and she played it out with the intent. It's really sad to see the losses of if I'm not mistaken, it was a student and a teacher. Very sad to hear that, and that it almost seems as if it was just targeted. You know, that like something happened between that teacher and that student where she was like, you guys are my targets.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they come out and say about like why or I don't know. It's only been a day. They haven't really gave us much more information on like if there was a reason why. I mean, she killed herself, so we're not even gonna get to know her reasoning.
Well, see, that's what I wanted to. That's the only thing I wanted to get to. It was really interesting that she, within 3 minutes of that happening, the cops found her. She was already down on the ground because she shot herself.
Yeah.
You know, so she had this whole plan executed and ready to go. And that was the other thing that she had in her manifesto, is that she said just killing herself first is just super boring. So there's no like, I want like some excitement to my death first. So it's like, it was a very like dramatic like letter, you know, like if it is confirmed. Because we obviously don't know if this is true
if
yet.
the boyfriend released that shit after, and
he won't be held liable, but he will be hated for years and years to come.
He could be for knowing about a school shooting and not saying anything.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
And then he released a whole letter afterwards. He basically let his girlfriend kill herself instead of saying something. Think about it that way too.
He's damn near worse than she is. And then he agreed with everything that she said. He was like, yeah, go do it.
And then released some shit on the internet afterwards. I mean, at this point, it sounds like he's the one that talked her up into doing it, so he didn't have to.
It sounds like the mastermind here.
Yeah, so he didn't have to lose his life or kill anyone. He pushed her. This is all a conspiracy theory.
No, right, but that's a very good point though, because that's a very good argument.
Because why else would you release something like that? Even if, God forbid, you came to me and were like, gave me this and like I'm gonna kill a bunch of people and release it after. I'm not fucking releasing that shit.
What? You're not gonna self-incriminate yourself.
Not even that. It's just why the fuck would you release it? These kids don't know about that yet.
Alright, jump into it. But it's crazy to see. Very, very sad to see, and I hope that there isn't any trends that follow along with this, because I hope everyone's on break already. You know, I hope everyone's able to go enjoy their Christmas time with their families, and not have to, you know, suffer and worry about if their kids are going to be coming back from school.
Bro, you gotta take your kids out of public school.
That was like a private Catholic school, probably.
They can't go to school no more. That's gotta be not a thing.
I don't know.
That's like, let's get fucking 1,000 kids together in the same building with no security.
But that's the thing. That's the problem. Is that it's not like it's an outside threat. It's an inside threat. That's the problem.
Then every school should have fucking metal detectors.
I agree with that. I think, and it'll be a lot cheaper than having.
I mean, the lottery gives what, billions of dollars a year to these schools. They can apparently
dispos, lotteries, alcoholism, and they also contribute to schools and to drug-free or like alcohol-free or
forget the drugs. They gotta be gun-free first.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but they all contribute to the schools.
When I went to school, I was worried about the kids bringing drugs to school. Now you got motherfuckers bringing guns to school.
What a world, right? Just to bring back on what we started on with.
I remember in fucking first grade, this kid brought his airsoft guns to school on accident.
Yeah. In
his backpack, he had no yellow tips on him or nothing.
And?
I'll be honest, I never saw that kid ever again. He went down, someone told on him.
Sounds about right.
Then he went down to the principal's office. I think he got expelled. And then he must have switched school districts.
God damn. Eric, did you see fucking how the crypto market's doing right now?
Yep.
We're booming right now.
Boom.
It looks like we're coming into the strong beginning of our bull market finally. You know,
Finally.
I don't even think that, you know, it's even fully there yet, with some people saying the XRP has the potential to go to the next 5 or 10x. Imagine that. 5x on the 265 right now, that'd be like $12 damn near.
I'll be a wealthy man. Not wealthy, but
Excuse me.
not wealthy, but you know.
You still have some good money to work with. There you go. Any predictions on some coins throughout the next couple weeks, couple months? You know, see if we can get some call outs here. These are not financial advice nor real predictions.
I haven't. When you say coins, are you talking meme coins or any
Nope,
coins?
we're never talking about meme coins.
Cause that shit's stupid.
Yeah, if we don't talk about them.
That XYO looks like it has good potential.
Okay, and what else? Is that it?
Pepe. People are still raving about it on the internet and on the forums.
It's had decent movement recently.
Right.
So now it just comes down to people actually, like, you know, increasing the market cap of it.
Yeah. Doge is still on the move.
So there's a new one that came out that's called like Doge, government efficient, like.
That's a meme coin.
Yeah, it's 89 cents.
I thought we weren't talking about meme coins.
I didn't realize it was a meme coin because it's on Coinbase.
Yeah, some of them after they hit a certain amount, they get moved around.
So then when not
You know, you gotta do like like for instance, to get your coin on Phantom, it's not hard.
Right.
But to get your coin on Radiant, you have to hit a certain market.
What
cap.
about Dex Screener?
Dex Screener, you gotta hit a certain market cap first. So like to get your coin on Coinbase, you probably have to do a certain amount of business or like certain market cap, or if they feel like it's not like a pump and dump.
So,
Cause yeah, like I said, some of those fucking meme coins that were 0.00004 are like 81 cents now.
I want to say like Dogecoin is a meme coin.
Pudgy Penguin.
Well, that's a bad one right now. They just rugged 500 million from it. And people are still.
But people are pissed because there's people that bought it for $100 and cashed out for $100K, and that's why they're.
Mm-hmm.
What are you expecting to fucking hold it?
So why don't people just put in $1 into like 100 different coins?
You gotta have patience.
Yeah. But if one of those hit, it works.
It works, yeah.
You hit.
But if you put $100 into it,
Yeah, but then you're putting $100 into 100 coins. That's $10,000. What's the point of that? If you're doing $10,000 into meme coins, I think you have a bigger question to be or problem to be worried about.